All right, let's just go. All right, let's see if it's actually live. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, yeah, we are. All right, nice. Let me just make sure I'm muted there. So, since my last stream, I have actually gotten my own off-world pad. It came in the mail. I ordered it and it came within a week. So I gotta say, off-world percussion has definitely earned my favor. They're a very great company. They they actually offer, and this is what excuse me, what I got was called their B pad or their blemish pad. Because sometimes they have pads that come out with factory defects. So what they do is they put it on a separate product with a big discount. They came out. They had some top blemish ones, so they actually sold those at a $30 discount, which brings the pad down to just $40 for a for an off-road pad. So that's an outstanding deal. I highly recommend it. Um, Literally, this is like you can't even see it. It is so tiny. It's like a tiny little spot on this thing. It's like it's not even there, and it doesn't affect playing at all. Yeah. I'm just now seeing what it looked like in the video. You can't even see it. You cannot even see it in the video. There's like a little mark in the middle. It kind of looks as if like in an eraser, if you like stabbed it with a pencil and there were those tiny little holes. It looks like a pinhole, like did that in like an eraser, and it like it ain't affecting anything. So it's phenomenal. The pad still feels and looks great. You don't even notice this unless you look really close. And $40 instead of 70. Who can pass that up? I highly recommend. I'm not sponsored by them, but I would love to be. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Phenomenal company. If you're looking to get a pad that emulates a marching surface, this is definitely the one to go with. All right, subject of today's stream. Let me get my music out. We are going to be looking at the Blue Coats 2016 performance, Downside Up. I've already been looking at this quite a bit. I've gotten through. I already know the snare feature. There's a little bit of a rough rep of that, but let me switch to my Mike Jacksons actually. He's a little bit lighter. That was a little better. I kind of was a little bit behind on that roll though. Anyway, so there's the Blue Coats feature. Lighting is a little bit weird in here right now. Let me actually. I can get some good light in here because I do. Let me open up the blinds. There we go. Yeah, it's beautiful out today. So I can get some beautiful natural light in. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, and I've got white curtains as well, so. Oh yeah, look at that. That's far better. Alright, so yeah, I already know the snare feature, and then basically just some intro rolls into the full battery entrance we have. So that's 1, 2. So it starts off with 1, 2, enter on beat 3 with a triplet buzz roll and then a regular triplet. And the next downbeat goes right to the edge with a forte piano buzz roll for 2 beats. So all together, 1, 2. And then beats 3 and 4 are just basically 2 beats of triplets with the second one missing. And those crescendo and back into the center. And then that's where you open with the battery, like kind of the like battery entrance, I guess it is. So we have ta 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 ta, and it opens with a tap roll. So yeah, it's really fun opener. I highly recommend it. It's not super hard. It depends on what your skill level is at. Yeah, so yeah, it really does depend on what your skill level is at. If you have experience playing some world class music, it shouldn't be too hard. It's basically just a lot of really fast triplet rolls, paradiddles, ninelets with various different kind of stickings like putadas, dudapas, and then like paradiddles within those. And then just a bunch of triplet action with different flams and all that. So it's not super bad. We have tap roll, dudapa, and then a paradiddle. So that measure would be, and that's a tenuto accent. So it's not like, it's kind of a little accent to kind of prep into the next beat. So it'll sound like this. And then next measure is another 2-beat tap roll, but it goes right into a paradiddle. And that downbeat actually starts and this is over the bar line because it takes 2 beats, but we're starting on beat 4. It's a 5-lit roll. Useful tip for 5-lits, I count it university. University done. University 2. University 2. 1, 2, 3. University 2. And 2 like beat 2. So university 2. And that starts a 16th note putada with an extra note and then a shot. So and then after that it's just a tap roll with like a little whatever you call it. The last one is not a diddle; it's like a tenuto accent. So I guess that'd be a what would that be? A 9-stroke roll, 10-stroke, whatever they call it. Yeah. So battery entrance so far. Ta, ta. And then we have, and it's kind of like if you've ever played, what is it? What's it called? 3 camps. The second camp, you know. This reminds me of that because we have, you know, it has like the. And then we have coordinate triplets. I'll probably stop going super in depth. I'm not going to waste your time. This is a lot to break down. But then it has this really cool phrase with it's a 9-lit that goes over beats 2 and 3. So the first beat is triplet, and then that's when it starts the 9-lits and it's all left-hand putadas. And that's crescendos. So. And then just a beat of triplets. So that measure. And it ends on a tap because it starts 2 beats of 9-lits, which is dudapa paradiddle. Dudapa paradiddle. So yeah, that takes a little bit of getting used to. I've noticed I had these weird tendencies like I kind of wanted to start writing to the left-hand diddle because I'm not used to like playing a paradiddle after a dudapa, and those are tenuto. And then The next measure is also 2 beats of 9-lets, but this is crescendoing. It's 4 3s, and that 4th 3 is within the second 9-let. Second 9-let is the last 3, and then a paradiddle. So a measure. So all the 9-lets together would be. That was bad. I'm not used to doing it with light sticks. Let me try with my my IPs. Yeah, there we go. These are my high school age-out sticks. Or Paul Rennick's FSPR2s. Pretty solid stick. They're kind of heavy. They're not like chop out sticks or anything, but they're on the heavier end of sticks. So it's good to. I like playing with these. They have a pretty good feel. These like innovative percussion sticks have always felt like a little bit more dense to me, which is kind of nice, especially if you're like warming up or like playing things where you're kind of slamming down, like it's kind of nice. It's hard to like let all those 3s happen because you're like kind of I'm preparing for that paradiddle, but I'm not letting that 3 speak. Anyways, next we have basically isolated 9-lets. And it's not like ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. It's not like that kind of bass. It's ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. So as if you divided a chord note triplet. And then it continues with a 3 like starting on the downbeat of the next measure. So that ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. That's the downbeat, but it continues with a 3 on the downbeat. So you have to. Yeah, and then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. So we have dotted 8th notes in the 9-lets, which are basically just normal chord note triplets. So. We're just dividing the chord note triplet into more triplet partials. I've drifted over to the side, or my computer's moved, something. There we go. Yeah, and then the next 2 beats are just some triplet partials. Downbeat on right. And then about flam, flam, shot, chord note triplet. And then some triplet partials in the end. And there's your opener done. And I gotta say, it's so fun to play this. Let me actually pull up the yeah, here I'm gonna pull up the actual video of them playing it, and I'm gonna play along. Come on.
Download the Domino's app today.
I got an ad. I got the video here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. That was a rough rep. Yeah, but either way, it's fun to play, though. I'd say the hardest part of this whole thing is honestly just those 9-lit measures. You know, really getting those good and getting the phrasing good on it. That's really the hardest part of this opener. Other than the snare feature, I mean, that's like a... Yeah, that snare feature, going right into that, that's a little awkward. And then this, that's a little awkward. And then that roll, the 4-lit roll, you have to really think of like, bam, 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 ka, roll, roll, ba, da, ka. That's how I break it down. Think of like that rhythm, like the, you know. So that's a useful thing for that. All right, now I'm gonna actually start learning stuff. So I have looked at movement 2 a bit. So I'm a little bit. I've kind of got a little. I'm gonna learn it on the light sticks just to give my hands kind of make it a little easier on my hands. So it starts at it's 200 about here. So that's a little awkward because this is basically in like 7 because it's alternating between 4 and 3/4. So we have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So we have 1 2 3 4 1 and it's a crescendo. So all right, bum bum edge. Yeah, they go to the edge on the end of 2. So like bum bum bum. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and then 1 6 in, and then they do a bunch of visuals, bunch of vocals, all that. Like 20 measures later, we have ta 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 ta, and then or 1 2 3 4 ta ta. So it's right up, left up. So 1 2 3 4 1. So that's a 5/4 measure here. It's a paradiddle diddle diddle diddle. And then that left hand starts a 5-lit roll. So paradiddle diddle roll back, so your hand speed is going to speed up a little bit. Yeah. So you really have to separate those instead of like kind of just thinking about like roll, okay, kind of speeds up. You have to really think about, okay, 16th note, 16th note, 5-lit, done. So and then we have thumb roll there, and then you grab it back stick, which I've always found is much easier than actually like trying to return back to playing because it ends up in a weird spot. So you basically thumb roll to back stick, and if you don't know what a thumb roll is, it's basically where you if you do this and then you grab the stick with your middle and thumb and then like rotate it like that, like clockwise, and then you have to let it spin around your thumb. And then you have to be ready to catch it back on the other side. So you catch it match grip, which instead of traditional, just like that, so as if you're about to do a back stick. And it's just something you kind of practice, you get used to. And we're going to swing over and get it to a cross stick. So, and this is starting on beat 5 of the 5/4 measure. And then it starts at 3/4. But really, I'm not sure that he wrote it in 5 and 3, but I think you can really just feel it like a 4/4 and a 4/4 measure with like, and that being the downbeat of the next 4/4 measure, and then da 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 da. 1 and 2, 3 and 1. Yeah. So 1 and 2, 3 and 3 and 1. It's hard to count while doing it. Yeah. 1 and 2, 3 and 1. 1 and 2, 3 and 1, and that'll bring you to the cross stick. Then we have some stuff there. Just left, right, left, shell, left, stick. So yeah, that part. So your left hand is just gonna come back from the cross stick to a back stick. And then we just have like a 3-on-2. Yeah, so and this is all in 5/4. So starting from here. So and then that starts the downbeat to the next measure. So basically the same thing without just no backstick. So but it has an extra hurt to there, so it'll sound like this. And then we downbeat on a downbeat is on a flam. We're back in 4/4 now. Flam, left, left, right, and then we have like a 7-stroke roll. It's basically a crescendoing flam 7, so accent the left and then the shot afterwards. So I'm used to starting them there, so that's kind of weird. So all right, so let's start at the crescendoing 8th notes. Ta, ta. And then we go into, and then there's one more measure of where we go 1 and 2. And that starts basically just same-handed, so like Swiss drags. So 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and yeah. And downbeat is on a flam, and that's where we start the bum bum dun dun da da da. You know, if you remember the show. All right, so let's go ahead and start at the 8th notes, and we're going to go all the way until the downbeat where we have the 2 flams, and we're going to just play both those flams. So if you have your pad, feel free to play along. If you want to get this music, it's available on MuseScore. If you go to musescore.org or .com, I think it is now, and you basically search Blue Coats 2016 percussion score. This person has a snare and tenor transcription. It's highly accurate. He even highlighted parts that he wasn't sure about, and I've listened to it myself, and they seem to be like accurate enough that if you learn it that way and then listen to see what they're actually playing, you may not be able to like write it out, but you know you can adjust it to make it work. Because I think that this, like, you know, that could honestly just be like a big 9-let roll. But I'm not sure. Either way, I mean, this works. I've been playing it with a video, and it seems to work just fine. A little bit of dirt, even with the line on that, so I'm not sure what it kind of is, but you can kind of just adjust it, make it work. Anyways, we're going to go all the way into the flams. Let's start with the 8th notes. Ta, ta. Yeah, it's so that goes to 7 there. And you can hear in the horns. It's based in this 7/8 pattern. You think of 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. But it has some 4/4 measures in there, so you have to be able to switch and think like 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 and then we're back in 4/4. So just think bum bumped bum bumped bum bump 3 4 5 6 7 8 bum bump bum bump edge or bum bump edge bum. So you have to be able to kind of feel those groupings of 2 and 3. I highly recommend giving the show a listen just to kind of, because it goes dun dun da 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 do 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 dun dun ba da do 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 ba da do. I almost nailed it. I've actually never played this whole part perfectly yet, so that's what I'm working on myself. So yeah, we have the flams. Edge. So we start off with five-foot roll. And that puts us on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, or beat 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have, so we have basically a check pattern. It's an 8th note, and then like the check pattern, and then it goes into 16th notes, which goes into basically a paradiddle. So it's so 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, and that and a 1 E and a 2, that's the paradiddle. So paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, and then 8th notes. So those measures. And then we have a crescendoing triplet roll. So, and then we have basically just putted shots, all 8th notes. And then that starts a 5-foot roll in beat 2 with an accented left. Not a tap roll, but actually an accented roll. And then 8th notes. So that measure will be, and then we downbeat on right. So those 4 measures together. One more time. Da, 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 da. That was bad. There we go. And then we have a 9/8 measure. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 shot. So just think bum 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 shot. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 shot. And then that's going to be your new downbeat. So it's a little tricky because it's a lot easier to feel a downbeat with like 7 or 5 or 4. So 9 can be a little weird, just kind of in the middle there, because it doesn't really like, you know, because you kind of get into this feel and you feel like it's going to be like, because then it like ends on an actual quarter note. So you wouldn't be able to do like a quarter note met with this, which is unfortunate because it's a singular 9/8 measure. So I'm not really sure, but I mean it's pretty cool once you get used to it. So it would be 1 2, and it looks like they kind of do like a right hand down thing, and then they kind of like bring it back up like bum bum, and then we have so we have shot paradiddle diddle 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 dot, and it accents the last left, so accent dot. And that's tenuto accent to kind of crescendo up into those 8th notes on the last beat of 4/4. So 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and. So and then we start the singles. That's the classic Bluecoats phrase. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 3. 1 E and a 2 E and 3. 4 E and a 1 E and 2. It's better if you just kind of feel it. And so basically that last one. So they're all what would that be? Yeah, 7 notes, and they all release on an and count, except for the last one, because the last one actually goes past the downbeat. It's actually 13 notes, so 12, 16 notes, and then a downbeat. Oh, excuse me. So here would be all the singles. Yeah, so, and then there's a shot, and then a right double stroke leading into some repetitive lefts. And then we're going to go into like some flam stuff there. So altogether, let's start on, so right after the 9/8 bar when we have, let's start there. Da, 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 da. Yep. And then we have da, 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 da. So some flam stuff. So left, 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 right, right, left, left. Getting familiar with flam taps is going to be useful here. And also being able to do like doing like flam threes like that. That's going to be a very useful skill as well. And that's what we have here. Where is my charger? So yeah, we have a left flam 3, and then just 2 flam taps. And then, but there's a little bit of an awkward part because right after those flam taps, we go right into some paradiddle stuff. Instead of like releasing the flam taps, we don't really release the flam tap here, which is a little bit challenging. Sorry, I'm getting my computer all plugged in. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's use Trap Out 6, why not? So yeah, and that's actually a paradiddle with it actually has an extra diddle, so paradiddle diddle diddle. Yeah, and it starts on the end of 4. So we have da 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 da, and that's not gonna be flammed because we also have to accent the left of that paradiddle diddle diddle. I hate saying that so much. So instead of just it's so make sure you're paying attention to that left hand. And still getting a good quality on that left diddle. Still having even spacing throughout. And that starts on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a downbeat on the beat of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, and that's gonna be an 8th note there. So anyways, those 2 measures, and that starts a 5-let tap roll. So those 2 measures would be that. Make sure you have a good spacing on that roll. I'm kind of getting this tendency again. I need to get rid of that. It's a bad habit I grew. Alright, so we have the 9/8 bar. Bum, 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 that's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, dot. Yeah. Then you have singles there. And those are going to be the first thing that doesn't really those aren't really gonna feel natural. They're not gonna flow because we have some singles with accents. All right, we have a question. What setup will you recommend for someone who would like to begin with drums? Best wishes from Spain. Hablo un poquito de español, but for drums, I think I'd explain it best in English. I mean, honestly, to begin with, anything is fine. Really, anything you can get your hands on. If you're talking about like drum set, let me get a pair of drum set sticks really quick. If you're talking drum set, I would say anything. Don't get like the bottom of the market because like really cheap drums are not going to be very fun to play on. They're not going to have a good sound. They're not going to last. You want to get about medium to high range usually, and that's if you're going with like an acoustic like real set. But you can also go electronic, and there's a lot of great electronic drum sets, and those are great for beginners as well. It's really good to help you kind of learn how to play. They usually, sound really good. But just be sure to not hit the crap out of them because a lot of people will get electronic sets and they'll, start going hambo on it and just start going crazy. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Honestly, just any reasonable drum set is more than fine as long as you're not going super cheap. You'll find something nice or a mid-range electronic kit. Anywhere beyond that, those are really good. The cheap electronic kits are not very good. I've played on cheap ones before, and it's just not enjoyable. So yeah, I would definitely recommend kind of having a reasonable budget. But yeah, drumming is fun. I'm really glad that you're looking to pick it up, and I really hope you I really hope you enjoy it. Yeah, but you don't need much. You can get by with just bass drum, snare drum, hi hat, and a cymbal. If you want, like one or two like tom drums, you don't need like a massive drum set or anything. Just like bare bones. The minimum will do more than fine in terms of like what you have. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm definitely happy to answer questions. 1 second. All right. So yeah, we have so yeah, it's 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1. So and that starts. Then we start single dot, and then those are 3 buzzes there. And that goes to the edge, crescendo or decrescendos down. So and that starts the downbeat. And then they basically kind of let you. I guess they all did different stickings for it, and they kind of like did things like that. They kind of messed around with it, as long as they could play them. So I have it here. It's basically just a lot of 8th notes. So it starts off with and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Da 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 da. Then we have a downbeat on the left buzz. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Those are stick shots. Dunk, dunk, dunk. We have 2 beats, triplet roll, and then a shot on 4. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should switch back to these. Try switching. It's better. Then we go to the edge with some little flam stuff. So this is where your flam vocabulary has to be pretty good, because these are basically, what do you call them? Like cha-cha-chas. Like, you know, if you did flam accents with the flam also on 3, then you would get, I guess, cha-cha-chas. I don't know if that's the official name for them. But they have basically a tiny version of that, like two-note accent, very quiet on the edge. And then they end with some floppies, alternating flams. Yeah, but these aren't too bad. They're not like you don't have to like use any like upstrokes or anything. You know, it's all very, very nice and on the edge. So as long as you're getting like the kind of rhythm of it across, like da 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 da. You know, I say, you know, it's all good. Whatever. I can't think of a word for it. You know, that's more than fine. And then they basically start doing cha-cha-chas. Or what do they call those? What's the way they like? Because I know like cha is like for flam, like ta-cha-da is like, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's like ta-da-da is like whatever. I don't know. But basically it's the same thing, but with a cheese, which is like a flammed diddle. And those are a little tricky. If you play cheeses like this, add a flam on the third partial. They're a little awkward at first. You have to kind of work with them and loosen up the hands. And then tiny version here. And then it has the same hand one, so. And, you know, normally that would be really weird. But, you know, it's very small on the edge. So, it's not very hard at all, because you only have to lift the stick like a couple inches at most. So, and then the last one isn't flammed, so just a normal note there. Right, because we do a flammed 9. And you kind of do like a small accent on the first one, so you crescendo it, so it kind of accent the last one. Insert title text here. Live from the band room, it's Matthew, Kate, Alex, and Austin. No way, dude. How are y'all doing? It's been too freaking long. I was just looking at, do you remember when we were going to do Don't Stop Believing? And this is shifting over. Yeah, I was just looking at the music I wrote out for that a couple days ago. I've been missing you guys. I missed those days. Those were like the last good times before COVID. When we were like meeting up for jam sessions. I miss those. We got to do something. Now that they've like gotten rid of mask mandate and like it's kind of opening up, we definitely should. We should meet up sometime. Yeah, but I've been working through Blue Coat's music. I guess I'll start playing it. Let's start with the battery entrance. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, I'm working on it. Well, how's marching been, guys? I heard it was a little bit of a smaller setup this year, especially percussion-wise. I heard there was maybe only one person having to do all percussion, which must have been a real bummer, I bet. But, it was a different year. Oh, yeah, I should probably tell you guys, I got a drum. Here it is. It's a Yamaha. It's the older model, the one prior to 2014. And I got it for $250, which is a steal because they're like $500 new. And I just had to fix up a few things. There were a couple bent rods. I got them for like $10. So I mean, I got a steal on that. And I got some new Remo heads for it. I pull it out to practice a lot. I would do it on here, but it'd probably deafen you guys because it is in a tiny room right now. And I have that thing cranked as high as I can get it. Let's play some Sterling. Kind of wanted to start doing some warm-ups. Or some exercises that I know. I guess I can't really call them warm-ups right now because I'm already been like playing all day. Yeah, but it's really cool to see you all here. All right, what is it? 120. Whoa. Whoa. Whoops. That was a really bad rep. I don't want to play again. Let me grab my Mike Jacksons. Whoa, I just flung that across the room. Man, drumming is fun. I love it. I'm glad I still do it. I've had a million hobbies, and they've all changed. I was into speed cubing. I was into speed stacking. I was a Mario Brothers speedrunner, and I was an NES Tetris player. What else did I do? I think that was about it. But the only thing that I've actually stuck with my entire life without ever changing is drumming. I've always been a drummer. And that tells you something, like, because I haven't done any Mario speedrunning in, like, oh my god, it's been like a year now. But I mean, like, if I don't drum in 3 days, I go crazy. I bring a drum pad to me on, like, vacation. So, I don't know. I mean, because drumming is the thing I'm, like, always passionate about. I can always wake up, like, I can wake up at, like, 7 a.m. and take my drum out and, like, go drum, and I would not be upset about it. But if you told me I had to wake up to do a live stream, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to, you know. Yeah, but I'm always going to be doing, at least for every year that I can do it, you know, indoor percussion and drum corps. I only have 2 years, like, because I decided not to do it this summer because I want to make a lot of money this summer and just pay for college and then help put that towards dues. So yeah, I would love to march drum corps for the next 2 years. Plus, I think in the age out for WGI, like, what is it? It's 23, right? And then DCI is actually 21. So I guess if anything, I should be able to give up indoor percussion for drum corps rather than vice versa, because like and like on my, like, if I, you know, I guess it'd be 2023 would be my age out year for drum corps, but then I could go all the way till 2025. Yeah, but my plan is to march Spirit of Atlanta next year, and then hopefully Age Out on Crown. I'm going to be working really hard. I want it to happen, but I'm not going to expect it to happen, but I really, really want it to happen, and I'm going to push for it to happen. And if I fail, which I mean, like, failing is only if you, like, even if I don't make it in the Crown, I don't view that as a fail, because, I mean, like, if I'm auditioning there, I'm going to be putting in every single tiny bit of effort every single little bit of effort that I can give is going to be put into that. And if I give it everything I've got for the next 2 years and I don't make it in, then, you know, I can't say that I failed without putting up a fight, you know. Because the sad reality is, no matter how hard I work over the next 2 years, if there's someone who worked twice as hard and started twice as early as me, then, I mean, that's just the reality of it. You know, I mean, like, I even marching open class DCI, I would be really happy to just have the experience. That's weird. That's another. What was that? Flam accent on or flam drag on 3. Yeah, it's a fun one. All right, well, it's heading to be about 2:30. How long have I been live? Does it say? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Okay, I've been live for almost an hour. Yeah, I'm feeling a little drummed out. So I might be ending the stream in a little bit, and then I might pull out the drum later. Drums are a little easier in your hands, honestly, than a pad, because drums are extremely bouncy. And honestly, I find a lot more fun in playing on a drum than on a pad. But obviously, you know, drums are incredibly loud. So that's why you always, 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 always wear ear protection when you are drumming. Please wear ear protection. If you are a tech, tell your students to wear ear protection. Bring them for your students. If you're a student, bring them to rehearsal. Wear them. If anyone tells you not to wear them, like, oh, you can listen in easier, it's not worth you getting tinnitus for you to be able to listen in for your one season. And you can listen in just fine with ear protection. These drums are loud. You can hear them. Let's all be honest. Listening in isn't a matter of whether or not you can hear the person beside you. It's whether or not you're correcting to it and whether or not you're adjusting to it, which is a skill you kind of have to just get a feel for and develop. And honestly, it can be harder to develop that skill when it's like painful to hear the drums beside you. Anyways, let's see if we can kind of have some fruit from our labor here and see if I can. Let me quickly just see if I can run from here. And then. Yeah, let's just go ahead and stop there. So I'm going to do a full run through, starting from the snare feature, and we're going to see just how well I can do here. So let me skip to when I got drums. One second. All right, here we go, full run. What am I doing? There we go. I was doing the wrong thing first. Pretty good. Here we go. Pizza. Whoops. All right, here we go. I did it wrong. That was rough. I need to work on that. Let's see how far I can get here. Alright, that's all I know. All right, we leave with that. We just passed an hour. So that's gonna be it for the Thursday drumming stream today. I plan to do these every Thursday if my schedule allows it. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out, answered some questions, learned some music, explained some things, taught some things. Blah blah blah. You all get the idea. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with these. Yeah, if we don't have any more questions, anything like that, I think we'll just go ahead and finish this up. Yeah, this is some really fun music. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for a push and you're starting to be able to play some more complicated things, like like 9-note stuff. This is definitely some fun music to learn. Some challenging ideas in there, but it all ends up kind of flowing smoothly once you get your hands on it. So, all right, thank you all for hanging out. I will be doing these probably another one on Thursday, but you might be seeing another one in between. Not sure. It usually just depends. Excuse me, on what kind of free time I have. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see you all in the next stream.